What up, what up? It's your girl Tiff B First, back with another episode of 99 Problems. And today is kind of like part 3 of my shoe experiment. If you didn't see the first 2 episodes, the first one I attempted to basically stretch out some shoes that I had prior to my injury, the fall. And I needed something that could fit comfortably due to my ankle situation. And so first I tried heat and was happy with heat. I felt like heat worked for what I was trying to get it to do. It felt like the most dramatic stretch. And then the second shoe was actually for my functioning ankle, and that I used ice and put it essentially the shoe in the freezer with a bag of water. And the third method that the internet said to try to stretch out shoes was water. And the shoes that I tried to do that on are these Scarpa Maestro shoes. I have never liked these shoes from the day that I got them. They were supposed to be really comfortable because they have laces and they're kind of like a trad shoe, so you could wear them all day. But I've never been able to break them in. And then I also realized very quickly that I got the wrong size. They are like one size smaller than my normal climbing shoe size. So I didn't have a lot of hopes on this experiment. I'm not sure that there's any technique that's going to give you an extra full size advantage, but I tried. And I'm excited because this week I tried outside. I had left the gym, so I did 3 problems at one of my favorite climbing areas in New York State, and that is the Powerlinez. If you're not familiar with the Powerlinez, they're kind of like in the southwesternmost portion of New York State, and it's a really small crag, but the bouldering is decent. There is some trad and top rope climbing as well, but I'm also one of the people who work to help maintain access to that climbing area, so it's near and dear to my heart, and I was able to hop on a few climbs after our most recent trail day. So the very first climb is when I decided to test out and see if the water method worked, which there's nothing that in-depth about it. You are supposedly supposed to wear the shoes in the shower for at least 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure I took a longer shower than that, trying to really make it work. So for this first climb, I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's around a V1. I didn't do anything super difficult outside because I was kind of more so testing my comfortability of climbing higher routes. I typically stick to traverses when I am climbing outside, or really, really easy mid-ish, not highball height climbs. Ones that I know I can easily down climb off the back of it. I've never really taken falls outside since 2021, and I'm not exactly ready. So yeah. So this first climb was interesting because I thought, let me try these shoes and see if these shoes are going to do anything for me, make me feel comfortable. I had plenty of spotters, so I was trying not to think about falling. But this first climb was kind of just a little bit of a slab for me. And so this was just trying to get out of my head. The holds were great. Once you find the holds are money. It's not an issue. And so it was really just like, am I going to make this move or risk falling? So I was a little scared, I'll be honest. I started panicking, and one thing I do when I'm really freaked out is I typically do super high feet, unnecessarily high feet, because I know I have the flexibility to do it, and if I can make it work and get to a good hold, then I'm good. And so this was a good hold, or so I thought, until I slipped and freaked out, but I was able to just keep breathing, and from here it's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the rest is good. You got it. Yeah. Yes.
You'll notice I only have the Maestro on my right foot just to try it out, mostly because I couldn't actually fit the Maestro on my left foot while wearing my brace.
Yes, Tiff, yes.
Let's go. Send train. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
After this climb, I felt good. I was happy because I climbed outside and I wasn't scared and I didn't fall. But these shoes, they're trash. I can't. I'm done trying to make them work. Even if I were to stretch them out in any functional way, I still don't think I'll like these shoes. So I'm probably just going to donate them and leave it at that. Now, do I think the water method works? Sure. Maybe. It definitely looked like the shoe was more stretched out, but I probably wouldn't try it again, mostly for the fact that it took forever to dry. And it didn't smell bad like someone said the shoe would, but also I never climbed in the shoes, so I'm not sure why they would stink. They didn't get like mildew. I feel like I properly dried them out, but yeah, I don't think I would shower in my shoes again. And again, last and final time I will say this. If you do need to break in shoes, I recommend climbing in them. If they are the wrong size, there's nothing you can do to make them work. It's the bottom line. So let's take a look at the second climb that I did. Now, the second climb that I did is not a route, but one of the things that I do when I am climbing outside is I pick the line and the route that looks fun for me. Now, I had a feeling this wasn't the climb, but essentially it was merging two climbs. So there's one climb that's just a straight traverse over, and then there's another climb that just goes straight up. I basically traversed over and then went straight up and tried to combine two climbs. So I am really excited because this climb, I love a traverse. I love crimps on a traverse. And so this one just felt like something that was right up my alley. So jumping on, you hit some really tiny crimps. But then after that, I feel like all the holds are pretty juggy. Kind of a flat ledge, but juggish if you're comfortable with climbs. Now again, I merged an easy, like a V3 and a V7. I don't know. I merged two slightly difficult climbs. And so initially I was just going to go across and come down, but then something in my head told me to try to keep going straight up, even though I needed to get the heel with my left ankle. And so I felt good. And then I kind of knee scummed it because my ankle could not do that rock over. And I thought maybe if I could pull over, but there was nothing at the top to grab. It was all slopers, period. And so I tried, but then I started to get fatigued and I did not want to like fall unexpectedly from that distance and with those pads. And so I just decided to come down.
That's cool. Yeah.
I felt good about this first attempt. Honestly, it felt sendable. It felt like this was something that I could do. So while I normally don't project outdoors as heavily as I do in a gym, I really did want this climb, and so I jumped back on it again.
Nice. Nice. You got that. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice knee scrub.
There's no room for me to mantle.
Okay.
Oh,
If anything, you can do the traverse now.
yeah, right. It's good. I honestly think the move is for someone who can do a pistol squat, because I really think that would have been a better route. The actual climb goes all the way across, and I probably should have just done that because someone said they thought I could probably send the V3, but I felt good with what I did. And honestly, just touching real rock again from a bouldering perspective felt nice. And really, this being my first outdoor session of the year, I felt strong. I felt good. And honestly, even my head game, I trusted that I could control my fall. And one of the things, if you're climbing outside and you're new to bouldering, unlike in a gym, you need to be more aware of where the pads are. You can rely on spotters, but for me, I like to know where my fall zone is and be very intentional about how I fall. So I felt good about my falling. I felt good about my attempts, and I was really kind of like done. But there was another route. And so we moved on to another climb. And this is all in the same section if you're familiar with the Powerlinez. We were in the loop area and just kind of kept all these climbs pretty contained into one area. Now, I knew that this last climb, being graded a VB, should be easy. But for me, this was more so a trust of height. I love a vertical climb that's got cracks in it so you can lie back into it. You can stem and use both walls. I love, love, love that outside. And when it's recreated in a gym, especially on rope, I also love it. You can put my pad on. I just want to really be quick. I ain't trying to be out here cooling it out.
None of that stemming stuff.
Yeah, dig your knee in there. That's good. Yeah.
So again, it was a VB. I should have sent it, but again, it was much taller than anything I've climbed outside in a really long time. And so this first outdoor session for me felt good. I struggle in New York with bouldering outside because there's not a lot of roofs and traverses that I would like. So I'm hoping to travel and take y'all outside a little bit more. Hopefully we get outside with the rest of the Black Lady crew. But yeah, that was my first outdoor session and my last attempt at stretching out shoes. I think I'm in a good place. I think for now I'm just going to keep wearing these, the old shoes outside until I can figure out what I'm going to do about outdoor climbing shoes, because at this point I don't have any that has any good grip. But my indoor shoes are solid. We're good. And I have a comp coming up next week. I also have some more indoor sessions coming up. So stay tuned. More content, more climbing, and hopefully very little fails. In the meantime, between time, see you next climb.